beauties. And now you have a panel about open innovation, about the innovative alliances, how to accelerate technology through open innovation ecosystems. In this panel, I would like to give the floor to Natalia Ruiz, Managing Partner at Net Zero Ventures. Natalia? Carmen Moreno Morales, Senior Investment Associate at Repsol. Welcome, Carmen. And Silvia Pérez, Senior Open Innovation Expert at Repsol, that will be moderating this conversation. So get the most out of that. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Good morning, everyone. My name is Silvia Pérez. I work in the Open Innovation area of Repsol. And here with me is Carmen Moreno, a Senior Investment Associate in Repsol Corporate Venturing area, and Natalia Ruiz, Managing Partner of Net Zero Ventures Fund. For us, it is a real pleasure to be in this stage, being part of such a special event. Today, we will share with you what is our open innovation approach in Repsol, and we will do it in a conversation format. In principle, having at the back one image that illustrates what are the main tools of our open innovation model, but it's not a problem. We will explain that, so don't worry about that. I will moderate the conversation and introduce some of the pillars of the model. To open the conversation, just a couple of words about Repsol. Probably all of you know who Repsol is, but it's also probable that you have the image of Repsol as a traditional oil and gas company. And that is not the reality anymore. Today, we are a multi-energy company with a clear challenge with us and with the society, becoming net zero emissions by 2050. And to achieve that objective, we have a challenge in the decarbonization journey ahead. And the only way to progress on that is through innovation. For Repsol, one of the pillars of the innovation is our R&D center, the Repsol Technology Lab. But to meet the challenges that we have ahead, it's a must that we rely on an extensive collaboration network that supports our open innovation model. Our main objective from the open innovation perspective is the early detection of technologies, the validation and scale-up of them, and the acceleration through the innovation cycle. And to achieve that, we use complementary tools to establish collaborations with others: startups, universities, R&D centers, and other companies. And starting with the startups, we have different instruments to collaborate with them. And one of them, once we identify a startup with potential, is through investment. So, Mamen, how does a corporate venture vehicle complement Repsol's open innovation strategy, and what specific roles does it serve?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to this amazing event in Valencia. And I'm happy here to share with my colleagues what we are doing in Repsol open innovation system and more in venture. And for us, our venture investment vehicle is a really important tool that complements the Repsol open innovation strategy. For us, it's necessary and is the bridge to gap in between. Is why we are here. The space between big corporates and startups. It's a tool that we use to attract talent to Repsol. New business model that we don't have, and we learn a lot with the startups. Bring us positioning in innovation, because for us it's really important and is something that the company needs intend to maintain its competitiveness in the energy sector that is changing a lot now. And also help us to know companies and technologies from the very close perspective. We also work like as a venture client, because we are in this ecosystem and we invest, but we also detect innovating solutions that we can bring to our customers and our businesses. And the role that we have, we are a corporate fund, a 50 million fund. We closed the last year the first fund of 85, and we have an average ticket of 1.5, and we are looking for all these solutions that can help us, as you said before. The goal of the company is to be a net zero in 2050.
And what advantages does a corporate venture vehicle offer in terms of accessing technologies and startups compared to traditional innovation approaches?
Well, there are many things that brings to compare to traditional approaches. And for example, for me, I mean, agility, because it brings Repsol to technology in a way faster than we used to do it in a traditional approach. And that keeps us to be at the top on the innovation. Also bring us new talent and fresh perspective, innovating thinking, different from a corporation. And yes, I think this is most important. And last but not least, I think it's quite important cooperation, because we create this ecosystem together with the startups and business, and we join the experience that we have like a corporate with the innovation that they have. And I think it's very important nowadays, this cooperation to achieve all together the goal that we have.
And how do you identify and select the right startups to partner with, and what criteria do you use to evaluate the alignment with Repsol's values?
Well, we have some criteria that we internally check before investing in a company. For example, the strategic fit. We see if this company and technology has a strategic fit with the goal that we have, and with the objective that the business has to transform into a net zero company. We also see the technology scalability. We analyze the technology and see if we can help this company to scale up through our expertise. As well, we check the long-term viability. We check all the financial plans, all the forecasts, and validate the business model. And one that for me is quite important, the team, because we need to check that if the team is able to scale up and is ready for that. And also the cooperation competitiveness, because for us it's quite important to see if they are able to collaborate with Repsol, because it's a long-term relationship. So we are in the same boat and we have to row together. So it's very important and see if they are able to cooperate with us and achieve our goal.
Thank you very much, Mamen. Well, as you can see, Repsol has been active as corporate venture fund for more than 10 years. But last year, Repsol decided to expand our venturing activity, launching Net Zero Ventures. So Natalia, which is the motivation of Repsol to launch this new investment vehicle, Net Zero Ventures?
Hello, everyone. I think that the net zero challenge is so huge that we need a lot of tools. No? And Repsol and other corporations are doing very great in fostering innovation in the first stage of development. But we have a clear gap in the market for supporting companies to scale. That's the reason that this Net Zero Venture was created, no? Trying to cover these gaps in the market, adding muscle, adding people, other investors to help the companies to achieve the commercial stage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is the role of Repsol in the Net Zero Ventures? Is there any additional contribution apart from being LP?
Yes, Repsol is one of the anchor investors. The Net Zero Fund is a 150 million fund, and Repsol gives us 50 million, so a very important contribution. But Repsol gives us a very important thing, is this access to knowledge, and this is priceless for us. Mm-hmm. We have access to Repsol Technology Lab, is the research center of Repsol. And you know, for investing in decarbonization, we have to think, or we have to invest in technologies like green hydrogen, CO2 capture, waste to energy, a lot of technologies, very complex technologies that needs we have a lot of challenge ahead. And for Net Zero Ventures, give us a lot of comfort that a group of scientists that in a daily basis are continuous doing assessment of that technologies, give their opinion and say, when I present a company to these scientists, and they can say to me, okay, it's a they have a good technology, they have the right roadmap to achieve the goals. So this, for us, is very important and is the clear point of differentiation of Net Zero Ventures.
And what is the relationship between Corporate Venture Fund of Repsol and Net Zero Ventures? Is there any kind of conflict of interest?
I think we don't have conflict of interest because the boundaries are very clear. Repsol needs to invest in strategic things very related with the businesses of Repsol, and from Net Zero Venture we invest with an ample vision, and also the boundaries are set by the stage of the company. Repsol invests in more early stage, and we in more advanced stage, and also the size of the round, no? Of the tickets. Repsol invests the average ticket is 1.5, and Net Zero Venture invests from 5 million. So I think establish these clear boundaries help us to work very well together. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Natalia. So as you can see, investment is clearly one of our bets to collaborate with the startups. So first, we need to identify startups that fit in our strategy, that are mainly the search fields of decarbonization, circular economy, renewable energies, advanced mobility, and digitalization for our assets. And the way to identify startups is multiple. Apart from being present in many of the entrepreneurship events around the world, we have different tools for scouting. One of our tools is our Entrepreneurs Fund, that is the accelerator run by the Repsol Foundation. And we have many others, like being present in different innovation networks and hubs around the world, and participating actively in incubators, accelerators, and venture builders. This is one way that we have to have early access to promising technologies that fit in our strategy, and many of these initiatives allow us to identify not only startups, but also R&D centers and universities that are working on technologies that can be very relevant to us. And as I anticipated before, investment is not the only way that we have to collaborate with them. One of the tools that we have to evaluate the potential of a particular technology is our platform of proof of concept that we call ideactions. This platform enables us to validate the potential of a technology in a very agile way. And once the technology is validated, the way forward can be varied. We can define a new product in collaboration with a startup or R&D center. We can incorporate the solution in an existing product, or we can apply directly in the business unit as a venture client. So, and also maybe we can consider an investment through one of our investment vehicles. One example of how these tools can complement each other is the Finboot example. Carmen, could you share with us in a very summarized way this example?
Yeah, for all of us, Finboot is a startup that is in our portfolio. It's a blockchain startup. And the history with Finboot started in the Fondo de Emprendedores in Repsol through the foundation. Finboot was accelerated by them. And then we invest, our corporate venture fund invests in Finboot. And after that, we create this relationship and we implement its technology in sample it's in our laboratories, and we use it for samples for all our industrial complexes. So we decide and we analyze that the possibility to use this technology to apply to another use case. So together with Batio is another startup in our platform, we launched this ideaction, and we realized that we can apply the same technology for sample traceability in alternative fuel. So in that way, using this platform, we can validate a new business case in a simple way, in a faster way than if we open a project. And it's for that for venture, we really use this tool before investing, or also with our companies in portfolio, to validate and to test the technology. And we think this adds value to startups, and it's a value proposition that we can offer. So if you have a startup, so please contact us, and we can maybe try to do a proof of concept.
Thank you very much, Carmen. And one thing that we must not forget is that the collaboration to accelerate innovation is not only a matter of collaborating with startups or with R&D centers, but it's also a matter of collaborating with peers. And that is the motivation to have launched the hub All4Zero. This is the only industrial hub in Spain focused on decarbonization and circular economies that has been created by Repsol, ArcelorMittal, Holcim, and Iberia. In the hub, we will work to accelerate the scale-up of technologies for decarbonization, making use of the industrial facilities and R&D centers of the hub members. This is one example of collaboration among peers, and the collaboration can be from the technological point of view or from the investment point of view. Natalia, can Net Zero Ventures be considered also an example of collaboration with other peers to accelerate the journey to the decarbonization?
Yes, clearly. I think, and I'm very happy to see that the venture capital is very collaborative. No? So it's very important to find the right partners. I think investing in a company is like a marriage. You have to be there for, in some cases, 5, 7, 8 years. No? So it's very important to have the right partners. So one of the main works that we have is trying to find people to invest, and also with not only with companies, with other investors, and also trying to engage also investors, LPs, to be part of Net Zero Ventures.
Great, Natalia, thank you very much. And Carmen, could you provide additional example of successful collaboration or investments made through the Corporate Venture Initiative and how they have contributed to Repsol's goals?
Yeah, sorry. Well, we have, yesterday, we signed an investment in a startup that, for me, is a successful story in our open innovation model. From technology, we were designing our carbon removal strategy. So we wanted to find the right partner to develop our strategy and building a demo plant in Brazil. So we now are in the way to fabricate the first direct air capture plant in Brazil together with this startup. And now we have invested also in the startup because we want them to scale the technology. So we put it in their hands, our projects, and now the investment. So I think it's a big example of the open innovation strategy.
Thank you very much, Carmen. And one very relevant point, considering where we are, the gap in between event, is how to create impact, how to generate opportunities to the impact ecosystem stakeholders. Natalia, how a corporation like Repsol approaches to impact investment?
I think the kind of tools you have explained to us very well is a good example. No? I think it is very relevant for a company like Repsol and former oil and gas that now is making a huge transformation of these operations. So I think it's the way to create impact. Innovation is a very good point of start, and with this kind of all these tools is a very good example.
And in relation to this, very, very, very brief. No, okay. So just to conclude. Okay. So just 30 seconds to wrap up. So okay, wrap up. Okay, so just we are at the end of our conversation. So I hope to have been able to explain and to give you a global overview of what is our open innovation model. Finally, you could see the slide. And we would like to conclude with a final message. We are in the middle of a decarbonization journey which is full of challenges. But it's a shared journey. We want and we need to collaborate with others. And we want to make it with a good impact in the society. So let's do it together. Thank you very much.
Very, very comprehensive lesson of open innovation, a demonstration of how a big corporation and IBEX 35 can innovate. Many people think that big companies cannot do. You can do that through partnerships, through venture building, through investment, through all your companies. So congratulations, really, really enlightening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.